Flags in the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Breaking Balls podcast. This is a YouTube exclusive on this Tuesday afternoon. Just Bob here. Adam is out being a family man, being responsible. So you're stuck with me as this news is incoming on a Tuesday. Figured I'd hop on and kind of break everything down. Erik Jones had that huge wreck at Talladega on Sunday afternoon, about 30 to go, got caught up in that whole Toyota convoluted mess there where they hit head on into the wall. Jones obviously visually shaken up. His radio afterwards was pretty haunting to hear, saying he wasn't sure if he was okay. He ultimately gets released from the infield care center, does his interview with Fox, saying he's pretty sore, thinks he's okay. Probably the adrenaline kicking, if we're being honest there, because after the race, it was announced that he did get taken to UAB Medical Center up in Birmingham for more evaluations, was released on Sunday night, went home, and then saw some specialists in Charlotte. It was announced on Monday, and then the news coming out Tuesday where Erik is on Twitter explaining via a personal message there that he is going to be missing this week at Dover for a broken neck. Yeah, a broken neck. The back injury, it's more compression fracture in the lower vertebrae is the less dramatic way to say it there, but no bones about it. No two ways to put it. That is a nasty injury for a nasty impact. Obviously, him going head on into the wall there, the 27-year-old Legacy Motor Club driver, that is not something you want to see there. It's the product of super speedway racing. It shows the dangers that are in NASCAR for, as safe as this next-gen car is for the relative speaking terms, the dangers of motorsports. You're going 190 miles an hour head on to the wall. There's risk and impact there. And, luckily for Erik Jones, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but the fact that he's walking away there with a broken neck, that is absolutely terrifying to hear. We wish his best for his recovery. Jones is right now, he's 20th in the playoff points right now. He has the Daytona top 10 to start the season. 20th in points overall. His average finish is 21st, I have written down here. It hasn't been a great season for him in their first year with Toyota. Obviously being the veteran of the Legacy Motor Club team. Did have a win back in Darlington in 2022. That race will be coming up here in a few weeks. Will he be healthy enough to run that? That's probably going to be his meal ticket into the playoffs, is if he can win Darlington or one of these plate races. Obviously, NASCAR has already announced that he's already been granted a playoff waiver, so if he's able to win or point himself into the playoffs, he'll be okay with missing a race or two, or however many this ultimately leads to. But this is very notable there that Erik Jones will be out. Corey Heim will be the replacement driver at Dover. He is the 2311 reserve driver and also Legacy Motor Club's reserve driver and sim driver. So he's 21 years old. Obviously, if you've been following NASCAR in the ranks, he's a phenom in the Truck Series last year with 3 wins. If you watch the championship in Phoenix, was very, very close to being the Cup Series champion at 20 years old there. Some calamity happened there, but he's already off to a hot start this year with a win in the Truck Series, and it looks like he is a force to beat, one of the favorites in the Truck Series for the championship. A young phenom driver in the Toyota pipeline. The fact that he's been Legacy and 2311 reserve driver, but also Legacy Motor Club sim driver. So he's testing every week with that team. May not be physically in the car, but the sim is so realistic nowadays that he at least knows a little bit of what to expect. Obviously, he's never had a Cup Series start before. This will be his very first Cup Series start. It'll be very interesting to see if he sinks, if he swims. But a young talent in the NASCAR ranks that's getting thrown up there a little bit quicker than I think anyone sort of predicted. Although when you're a reserve driver for 2 teams, this is what, it comes with the territory there. So it's ironic. I did have this written down, with Erik Jones out. Erik Jones, similar career start in 2015. He was a reserve driver for Joe Gibbs Racing, and he started 3 races that year. First one was for Kyle Busch, and then he had a race or 2 with Matt Kenseth's team as well. But 9 years later, Erik Jones is now the one out, and a young driver is coming up for Toyota. History repeating itself a little bit there in a weird way, but just kind of wanted to go over that. We'll obviously be updating the news in NASCAR this week here at Breaking Balls. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll be updating with the NASCAR news. Obviously, with Dover this weekend, we'll be covering that. But just kind of wanted to get out of here, one of the notable storylines from Sunday's Talladega race, kind of falling into the week here on Tuesday. Erik Jones, a broken neck, compression fracture in his lower vertebrae from that crash with about 31 to go at Talladega. Corey Heim, the 21-year-old Toyota phenom, in his first ever Cup start Sunday at Dover, will be here to recap it all here at Breaking Ball. Stay tuned for more.